Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing great. And today I am joined by the wonderful Erica.
Hi.
Erica has her own channel called Ode to Erica. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 10 fragrances that everybody must own, that everyone must have in their collection. We're excited to get on with this list, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before we begin today's video and we tell you all about these 10 fragrances that everybody should own, why we think you should own them, and also why we love them so much, I want to start things off by saying that if you do like fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever we do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It would really mean a lot. And Erica's information is also going to be down below in the description box. So definitely make sure to show her some love. She has been super consistent. Her content is really, really engaging. And she is quite the expert on fragrances, both men's and women's. So Erica, thank you so much for being on the channel. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to share some fragrances.
Awesome. So we don't know each other's lists. I did not share my fragrances with Erica or vice versa. And since you are the guest of honor, Erica, why don't you go ahead and start us off? What is your first fragrance you think everybody should own?
Okay. So the first one that I think that everyone should own is a fragrance that is so hyped, but it's one of the only ones that actually deserves the hype. I see everyone talking about it, and I think that it's because it's just really that good. And that one is Spicebomb Extreme, just a very iconic vanilla tobacco fragrance. We're coming into fall and winter, and this one is just perfect. This one has been one of my favorites for a couple of years now. It's so good.
I love that one. And the original has always been close to my heart.
Yes.
And I love the extreme version because it fixes some of the longevity issues that the reformulations had.
Yeah,
so
it lasts forever, like on your clothes.
Fantastic pick. So one fragrance I think everybody should own, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with this one because it is a powerhouse. It's been around for a very long time, well over a decade. This one, composed by Jacques Polge, is Bleu de Chanel. Now, I have the Eau de Toilette and I believe the Parfum version. I don't have the Eau de Parfum. The one that I have here is the Eau de Toilette. Just something about this fragrance, incredibly versatile. You have the incense, you have the grapefruit. You can wear this one dressed up, dressed down, and it does incredibly well when it comes to compliments. So this is a Swiss Army knife. I would definitely recommend it for anyone just looking for something that you can wear despite the season, despite the occasion. So this is definitely my number one in terms of a fragrance that I think everybody should own, or at least every gentleman should own, right?
Yes, every gentleman. But hey, you never know. It's 2022, anything could happen. Girls could be wearing Bleu de Chanel, you never know.
I'm not going to criticize, of course.
Yeah. So the next one on my list is one that I recently got in the mail. This is Signature Rosé by Zaharoff. And I was so shocked by this one. It's insanely unique. It's one of the only fragrances that I've smelled that is so strong, like such a strong floral, so much rose, but it still leans very masculine. It's just really, 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 it's so good. But I just picture it like I think it's really good for like an occasion, like a wedding or something like that. Like when I try to think of what kind of guy would be wearing this, what outfit he'd be wearing, it's like a guy in a suit. So good, very like fresh and clean vibes, but not in a soapy way, in a really nice, bright way. So
like very upscale and elegant.
Yes.
Awesome.
And
I have
very,
to try that
very
one.
Floral. It's really good.
Thank
Barely
you
get
for
my
sharing.
words out. It's so good. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, fragrance definitely has the ability to silence us, right? We become so dumbfounded. No, actually, that was my reaction when I tried this next one, because I was so used to trying freshies by, Chanel and Versace. And I tried this one a number of years ago for the first time. And I was like, oh my God, like I didn't know that fragrances could smell like this. I was really impressed. Very sweet, the caramel, the gourmand, the spices. It had so many things going for it. So this one, a mid-90s classic by Thierry Mugler, is Angel Men, or Angel for Men. And this is such a hard fragrance to recommend, but there's something about it in terms of it being so different from everything else on the market that I think even as a reference point, I just think people should have this one in their collections, you know? If you want to opt for some of the flankers like Pure Malt, Pure Havane, absolutely be my guest, but I have a very special spot in my heart and in my collection for the original A Men by Thierry Mugler.
All right, the next one is going to get some hate comments, and it has a contingency based on it. So the only way that I recommend anyone buying this is if they get it for like 50% off, half off. And it's very possible because the brand is going out of business apparently. And I'm serious, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but this is such a good fragrance. This is Date for Men. Office is okay, but I definitely prefer the Date. And just any woman that I've had smell this, they just melt instantly. It's like with the last fragrance, so I could barely get a sentence out. Like that's what this did to them. And, you know, just all thoughts and opinions and feelings about the, you know, the face of it aside, it's just really good. It's not necessarily insanely unique, but it lasts forever, at least 16 hours on your clothes, and it's a powerhouse. And it is so sexy, very fresh, oriental kind of scent.
No, I agree. I have both Office and Date, and they both do incredibly well in the longevity department and also in the compliment department. I actually featured Office on a video. Yeah.
I have a story. I actually have a story. I wanted to talk about this one. I was at the bank in the drive-thru depositing some cash. I was wearing this. Don't ask me why. I had just gotten it or something, and I had sprayed it on myself, and I was depositing money, put it in the little tube, and it went up, and the bank teller went over the intercom and was like, "Your money smells so good." That's the projection, right?
I love that. That's a first.
Power. I was like, wow, thanks.
So I'm just going to go ahead and mention the next one, Creed Aventus. I didn't want to save it for the number one spot just because I know it's super hyped and it's been around for a long time. But there's also something about this one in terms of, you know, really wanting to smell your best for a formal occasion. And I know a few people who own this one, and it does smell slightly different depending on your skin chemistry and how oily your skin is and all of that stuff. I've been wearing this one since 2011, about a year after it came out, and I personally love this one. The pineapple, the birch, the apple, you know all the notes. And even though there is Explorer by Montblanc and Club de Nuit Intense for Men, I think there's something really special about having the original with the captive ingredients. And, you know, nobody has ever been able to recreate it 100%, I think. So if you want the original, you got to go for it. So Creed Aventus, even though I know it's becoming quite common, but definitely have to go with that.
All right, so the next one on my list, I don't have a bottle of yet, but I will very soon. It's my favorite from Parfums de Marly in the men's department. And this is Herod. I think it's just so perfect for the fall and the winter. Sweet cinnamon, tobacco, vanilla scent. It's just very warm and cozy. And I just smelled it for the first time, even though it's been out forever, like 10 years. I just smelled it for the first time the other day in Saks, and I was just blown away. Love it.
It's so funny you mentioned that. I almost put it on this list, and then I couldn't decide between Herod and Carlisle. And I said, you know what? None of you are getting on the list. Yeah. So I ended up putting a few designers instead. Herod is amazing. One fragrance I also think everybody should own is Elysium by Roja Parfums. I love so many from this brand, including some of the more challenging ones like Diaghilev and Amber Oud. This is the one that I think is probably the most versatile, right next to Oceania. But I think it has a nice balance of the florals, the citrus, and the woods. Again, very easy to pull off, very utilitarian. I feel like this is one where you can wear it in most occasions. I don't think there's ever a bad time to wear this one. Some people would argue that this is probably better for the hotter weather, but if you're wearing it indoors, great for the office, super high compliment factor, and I love Elysium. I have this. I actually have 2 concentrations of this. And so this is the Parfum Cologne. Love it so much.
So my last pick, also don't have a bottle, but is 110% going to be my next purchase. So my mind is already there. It's halfway here, you know. And this one is by Zaharoff. This is the Tony Iommi Monkey Special. And I feel like this is one that is going to be one of my favorites for a very long time. It's just everything that I love in fragrances. It's boozy, slightly gourmand. I love, love, love gourmand fragrances, and a little fruity, a little boozy, has some caramel and vanilla, and it's just so sexy. And I love it.
You see, I wasn't too far off because that one does actually get compared to Angel Men. So Angel Men, Intoxicated by Kilian. Yeah. So that one is awesome. I guess the last one that I would go ahead and pick is one that I've had for a long, long time. I believe it was created by Alberto Morillas as well, a master at what he does. And this one's just so fresh, so inviting. Just gives off the aura of like a very clean, very well-groomed gentleman. And this one is Versace Pour Homme. Dylan Blue, I know, gets a lot of hype. Dylan Blue is a great fragrance in my opinion. There's also Oud Noir, which gets compared to Tom Ford's Oud Wood, but there's just something about the original smells so darn good. Just the aquatic notes, the mineral notes, the citrus. I love this one to death. And this is one I will always have in my collection. As you can see, I've already worn half of it, but sure enough, if and when I do run out, I will be repurchasing. And Erica, I loved your picks. So thank you so much for sharing them today. So once again, Erica's information and Erica's picks are going to be linked down below. Please do go ahead and check her out. Go to her channel, Ode Erica. I'm going to leave the link down below. Make sure to subscribe to her. She's doing some wonderful things. Also, if you enjoyed this video or if you took something of value from today's episode, please do consider supporting the channel, hitting the bell button, and give the video a thumbs up. It would greatly assist with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.